Hi, my name is Brian Downey. I used to play drums at Phil and Phil Lizzy, and I wish you all a big welcome to Dublin. But I just thought the consistency was really nice. But they were really nice, you know, nice feel, nice balance. Well, I find if I'm playing with Gary, when I was playing with Gary, the 5Bs were ideal. But when I do local gigs with bands here, like blues groups, I find that the lighter sticks better because the amplification is not as loud and you tend not to hit as hard. And so that's why the 7As are suitable. Was in the pipe band in Dublin, and he'd sort of bring the drums home. There'd be always drums around, right? But when we started playing, practicing on the table, yeah, and I suggest, you know, well, what are we practicing on the table? Why are we practicing on the table when there's a bunch of drums sitting there? And he'd go, no, this is the way this is the way I was taught, so you're going to be taught the same way. So he'd have you on the table playing all the rhythms, the Mama Dada roll, the paradiddles, triplets, 7-stroke rolls, 5 strokes.
How long time did it take until he was letting you having go on the drum kit then?
Well, you know, when he went to work in the morning, and you know, and my mum was out shopping, I'd bang away to my heart's content. You know. But you know, when he put me on the table and he showed me the traditional grip, you know, I was playing it with my right hand because it was a mirror image. I was looking at him, yeah. And he never told me, hang on, that's the wrong way to do it. You're supposed to do it on your left hand, you know. So for a good while, I was playing with my right hand with the traditional grip when it should really been with my left hand, you know. And he pulled me up in it one day and he said, oh Christ, you know, because I'm standing right in front of you, you know, you should be playing it. And that threw me completely, you know. For ages, it took me ages to get this technique right, you know, because I was playing it with my right hand, you know, for so long. And it took me quite a while to get it right. And it was his mistake because he never pulled me up in it because I was 6 years old. And you know, I just didn't think, you know, looking at his right hand, his left hand was, you know, like I was holding it on the same grip, but I was too young to realise. The Sugar Shack was really the band that really started me on my career, really. Because what happened was, even though we had commercial success, our hearts really weren't in it to be commercial. We wanted to play blues. The band just really basically just disintegrated. Yeah. But the good thing about it was I kept meeting Phil around this area here and over in the Bailey, and he kept saying, you know, look man, you know, he says, I'm kind of getting fed up playing with Skid Row, you know. What are you doing? I said, well, I really wanted to go to London. That was my next move, to see what I could do in London. He said, you're going to London? I said, hang on here with you, Sonny. I said, what you mean? He said, well, I'm on the verge of leaving Skid Row. Phil wanted to start writing as well, you know, and he wasn't getting much of an opportunity to write with Skid Row. So when he met me up here in Grapple Street one day, he said, what are you doing? And I said, well, very little at the minute. I'm thinking of moving to London, you know. I'll hang about, we get something together. So this is when he decided to get this idea for the Orphanage, a band called the Orphanage. Yeah. I'm still in love with you. So Phil had this idea, you know, let's get various famous guys in to play, you know, see how things go. And I said, that sounds great, you know, great idea. And he said also that in the next breath, he said, I've got about 7 or 8 numbers written. Come down to the house and have a listen and see what you think. So I said, yeah, you know, great. So I arrived down in his house in Crumlin, and he had the tape recorder set up, and he had his acoustic guitar and a kind of a backing track on the tape, and put on the tape, and he started playing acoustically. And some of the songs that ended up on the first Thin Lizzy album was on this tape.
Okay.
Down from the glen came the marching men with their shields and their swords to fight the fight they believed to be right, overthrow the overlords. To the town where there was plenty, they brought plunder, sword and flame. When they left, the town was empty. Children would never play again.
Phil announced the band should break up, but there was also a world tour that was booked on the strength of us saying we're going to break up, right, until the very last gig. So that particular tour went on for about a year. It was becoming a little bit off the wall with the situation with the drugs and the drink and all that. I think everybody, even after that year finished, realised that the band is not going to get back together after this year.